Our children are being radicalized to hate the America, to hate the country that put them where they are.
December 20th to January 20th, the day of the inauguration, we, the people, are going to have to show up in Washington and have this guy step down to ensure domestic tranquility. Provide.
Let's go.
Lunatic Lefties, super unhinged, are looking to unseat Trump. They're going to try to remove him from office. Eric Adams out of New York, the great Democrat who's about to turn into a Republican, says it's time to call out the left for what they're doing, radicalizing our youth into shooters, protesters, and turning them into crazies.
Think about the shooter. Ivy League, grew up in an affluent household. His manifesto clearly is showing some signs of hating. Our children are being radicalized. I said this over and over again. Everybody's like, what are you talking about, Eric? Our children are being radicalized to hate the America, to hate the country that put them where they are. This person had all that one wants to have, but he hated everything to the point of shooting someone. And we better deal with the radicalization of our young people.
Yeah, let's deal with it. Let's tell the left to tone down the rhetoric, because if there is such a thing as fomenting people into action and violence, then the left is better at it than anybody else. Antifa, all their people. There was another shooter at a school today. Once again, these are leftists. They're always leftists. They're always Democrats. If someone is throwing cans of soup on the Mona Lisa, you know they're not Republicans, okay? You know they're not Mennonites. You know they're not Amish. You know they're not WASPs. They're hardened leftists. If they're burning something down and if they're tearing down statues and spray painting everything and covering things in fake blood or burning flags, they're Democrats.
And, people could, they could complain that I'm saying it, but I'm seeing it. I'm seeing our bench is hating the team. And we better start acknowledging and focusing on that. And so having dance parties celebrating the death of someone, I don't support that.
He's seeing it with his own eyes. And this is always the biggest problem with the Democrats on the left, is he's going like, I'm seeing it. He's like, you're giving me flack for saying this, but I see it. Now, the Democrats have a problem with what you see. They're like, are you going to believe your eyes? Or are you going to believe what we tell you to believe? Now, this is a leftist on TikTok organizing a protest. He says they're going to implement some law on December 20th coming up. And he says if that doesn't work, then they're going to go and try to get 11 million people to overthrow Trump during the inauguration.
We have executive order coming out 13848, right? It's going to be implemented. It's been out. Donald Trump helped create it. And it's going to come back to bite him in the ass, because what it does is it says how we have to proceed when we realize that there has been outside interference in our elections. There definitely has been. They're going to reveal that on the 20th of December, because 45 days from November 6th brings us to December 20th, which is 6 days from today. So this coming Friday. So have a great weekend. Do your laundry, hang your stuff out if you can, change the sheets to your bed, go grocery shopping, get everything set up, go to church tomorrow or don't, pray at home, hold hands, love the ones you're with, be good to yourselves, and let's get our country back, right? Next week, the Friday, I have a feeling this executive order 13848 will be implemented.
And he's ready to overthrow an election. But remember when the Democrats claimed that Trump would not leave office if he lost the election, I always said, look, there's just people at any election result. Half of us, a whole lot of us are not going to be okay with the results. We're going to flat out deny them. By the way, I protect this man's free speech right to question the election results. Okay? He should not be criminalized. He should be criminalized if he tries to overthrow the president, because that's not what we do. But he's a Democrat. He's going to try to overthrow Trump. He's allowed to question election results. So are we on the right, you totalitarian dictators. But just so you know, I knew these guys exist. By the way, they're all over the internet. You can look up all their articles, all their conspiracies, all their crazy, loopy theories. He says on December 20th, this article is going to be implemented. They're going to overthrow Trump. And if they don't, then come to the inauguration, he says. This is what Eric Adams is talking about, the radicalization of America. This guy is one of them. I hope they don't act out in violence like Democrats always, always, always do.
And if not, a month from then, December 20th to January 20th, the day of the inauguration, we, the people, are going to have to show up in Washington and have this guy step down. The 3% rule states that if you have 3% of a group of people's population, 3% of a particular population, if they gather in mass, they can change everything. So we have 330 million Americans. 10% of that is 33 million. And what's a third of that? 11 million. 11 million of us have to show up on Washington, D.C. on January 20th and have this guy step down. He'll see 11 million people. Talk about a crowd. He'll have a coronary and he'll have to step down. We got to do it. And we can't depend on the people out west. God bless. But for those of us here in New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Long Island, Connecticut, right? Everybody, we got to converge on Washington. Black, white, trans, LGBTQ2, drag queens.
Oh, get the 11 million drag queens out there. That'd be fun to watch. Is the FBI tracking this guy's phone yet? Is he going to get thrown in prison with the J6ers? But we already know he's not going to, because he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. Democrats can do exactly what Republicans do. Republicans get 22 years in prison. Democrats get released, a handshake, and he's probably getting paid. They probably gave him a bunch of money. That's how the system, the two-tier justice system works. But this guy, he cuckoo man, cuckoo gonna show up at the president's inauguration. Cuckoo.
Peacefully, cohesively, we're going to meet and have this guy step down on January 20th. That's our fail-safe. And I just want to put a smile on your face, because I don't know if you remember, but I'm 61. And in the 70s, watching cartoons on Saturday morning, they had this thing called Schoolhouse Rock. And they would try to teach you about our government through songs. And I'll sing the one that I remember. I remember how it goes. We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
You are cuckoo, you're a crazy man. Crazy, loopy. Hey, guy, I'm happy that you put this on video so at least the police know where to find you when it all falls, when the Democrat Party all descends on Washington. Crazy, radicalized. Get on the Trump train, brother. Buy a Trump t-shirt. He won you. He beat you bigly. Get a t-shirt that says, I was beaten bigly. I'm John Mike Keene.